Hello friends, welcome to this new video. In this video, I am going to show you about PyCaret, which is a machine learning library. Not only a machine learning library, if you see the description on its site, it is a open source low code machine learning library in Python, which allows you to prepare your data and also to deploy data in minutes. The good thing about PyCaret is that even comparing models, plotting about your models and comparing different models on the same data is very easier on PyCaret. So all the functionality of PyCaret have been properly mentioned on their official website, so you can check about them. Even tutorials are present, so you can check about them. So in this video, what I am going to do is that I am going to use PyCaret 2.2 and we are going to solve a regression problem of life expectancy. So the data set is available on Kaggle. This guy Kumar Rajeshri has updated the data set and it is available for usage. So I will leave the link to the data set in the description below. So let's open a new notebook in Google Colab and I have already pre-written the code for you. So you just need to follow along and understand what's happening in the code. So firstly, we will import PyCaret. So since it is an open source package and it is still not available by default in Google Colab, so you need to pip install it. So pip install PyCaret. So once PyCaret is installed, let's check for the version of PyCaret. So in the utils package, you will find the version, and by calling the method, you will see that it is 2.2.3 as mentioned on their website. So the latest version is available. So let's mount our Google Drive, since I have already uploaded the CSV file of the life expectancy data onto my Google Drive. My drive has been mounted. So now from the pycaret.regression, we will be importing all the modules using this star command. Besides PyCaret, we are also using pandas to read the external CSV file and NumPy for numerical operations. So let's import these dependencies, and then using the pandas, we will read the life expectancy data, which is located at this specific location in my drive. So let's check for the head, that is the first 5 rows of the data set. So this is the data set, and here are the column names. So if you want to find more about this data set and column names, you can just visit the Kaggle link and you will find more description about this data set here. So let's check for the data types of all the columns. So here you can see this is the data type of all the columns, and our target variable here will be life expectancy. So this is a regression problem. We will be calculating life expectancy of a particular individual based on these characteristics in his or her country. So let's check out the correlation matrix based on the target variable. So this is the correlation matrix in descending order based on the target variable, that is life expectancy. So these are some of the variables which are highly correlated with the target variable. Here you will see some other variables also correlated with the target variable but with a negative symbol. So we can skip some of these variables which are not very much contributing to the prediction of our model. The next step is, since we have already imported this regression module from PyCaret, the most important step in PyCaret is this setup command. So this setup command, what it does is that it will take all the parameters that you want to do with your data set, and in one go it will apply it to it. So here I have created an object called as reg regressor. So this is just a variable which is based on this setup module which we have imported from this pycaret.regression, and in the setup we pass the parameters like the data is equal to data, which we had read here using the pandas data frame. Then the target variable was life expectancy. Then we had the session ID. Then the training size is also defined here itself. We don't need to import any train test split or anything like that. So here I have defined that the train size will be 80% and the test size will be 20%. If you want to ignore any features or drop any features, you can declare it in the list here. So ignore features is equal to year, infant deaths, then measles population, which I found that they are not contributing much to the model in this correlation matrix, so I have declared to ignore them. So then after that I have also declared normalize is equal to true. So if there is some skewness present in the data set, so normalize equal to true will take care of it. And the transformation that we will be applying to this normalize is the Yo-Johnson transformation. You could have also gone for box cost transformation if you had negative data also in your table. But since here we didn't had any negative data, we went for Joe-Johnson power transformer. Also, another thing is that PyCaret internally itself uses scikit-learn. It is a kind of a wrapper library which is built on top of scikit-learn. Next is the transform target is equal to true, then remove outliers is equal to true. The name itself says that, so it will remove the outliers. Also, to remove multicollinearity, we don't need to check the VIF score here. Directly we can write remove multicollinearity is equal to true, and then ignore low variance equal to true, combine rare levels equal to true. These are some of the parameters that we specify. Now the other parameter which is very important is the high cardinality features. So in my data set there are two columns, that is country and status. So you can see it here. So in the status we had two status, one is developing and other is developed, and in the country we had number of countries. So these columns were a part of a categorical variable. What we did is that just by declaring them in this high cardinality features, it will automatically apply one hot encoding or else label encoding or else ordinal encoding based on the type of categorical features. PyCaret will automatically take care of it. Then log experiment equal to true, and the name of the experiment is life. So let's run this setup. So PyCaret has automatically detected now that this country and status were categorical columns. Besides that, all the columns in the dataset were numeric, and the life expectancy is the label. If you feel that it is correct, then press enter button. So as you press enter, you will see all the things that are applied on your dataset. So this is the session ID, target, original data, missing values. Missing values equal to true, that means there is missing values, number of numeric features, categorical features, ordinal features, high cardinality features, and all the specific exploratory data analysis that took a lot of time when we were only using pandas, scikit-learn and other Python modules is done in minutes using PyCaret. Even the normalized method was the z-score, PCA, applied or not, that is also mentioned. Then the transformation method that we used is Joe-Johnson, and many other things are mentioned after running the setup command. Now it's time to compare all the models. But firstly, if you want to see which are the models available in this PyCaret module, so what we will do is that since it is a regression problem, so all the regression modules that are available in PyCaret will be shown to you. So these are all types of regressions that are supported by this PyCaret library, and this is the short form or abbreviation for the particular regression. So let's compare all of them and let's see how all of them perform on the dataset. In the k-fold cross validation, we are supplying the k-fold as 5 and we will be selecting the best 3 regressors. So let's run this cell. So it will process on its own and we will be getting parameters like mean absolute error, mean squared error, root mean squared error, R2 score or R square, and other metrics which are very important when you are solving any kind of regression problems. And the top performing regressors on this data were the XtraTree, StatBoost and the Light GBM. So these were the top 3 performers, and you can judge their performance based on the R2 score and also this RMSE. So that depends on which kind of metrics you are using for your project. Generally RMSE and R square are taken into consideration. Now let's create models based on this top 3 performers and with the k-fold cross validation as 5. So we will create one model for XtraTree, one for StatBoost and one for Light GBM. So let's run this cell. Using the plot model function, you can get all the parameters that were fitted in the model when it was created. So let's check. So here we get all the parameters that were fitted for this XtraTree models, the bootstrap equal to false, other criterions, max depth, max features, max leaf nodes, max samples, etc, etc, whichever particular are to that model, so that are automatically shown using the plot model command. Even other graphs can be plotted using the plot model command. but here I have specified in the parameter that plot is equal to parameter, so we are getting these details. Now let's create ensemble models. If you don't know about ensemble modeling, you can do some research about what ensemble techniques are. So for creating ensemble models, first of all we will be needing a model of decision trees. So we have created a decision tree model here, and then we will be bagging this decision tree in the ensemble model. We have bagged all the decision trees multiple times and we get the R square as this much. So in a similar way that we just did ensemble of this decision trees, we can even perform boosting on the same decision trees. So just you need to call this ensemble model method, and you need to pass the decision tree object that was created above and the method as boosting, and let's run this. So you will get all the results of the boosted tree. So here you can see an improvement in the R score. So we can judge that the boosting method is better than the previous one. And here is the details of all the parameters that ran internally when we ran this single line of code. The next thing that I wanted to show you is about blending. So what blending is, that if you are performing any kind of classification operation, so in case of regression, what blending is, we will be taking in consideration of the top 3 models that we got from the compare models, that was XtraTrees, CatBoost and RF, that is random forest. So based on these top 3 models, we will be calculating the life expectancy, and then what we will be do is that we will be taking the average of the life expectancy for that particular record. So that is the thing which can be done in case of regression, whereas in case of classification we could have taken the mode of all the outputs of the supplied estimator list. So here just by calling this blend models, we can do blending easily. So it's not random forest, actually it was light GBM. So if you want more details about the Blender's estimators, so we can get using this internal command, that is internal method, that is estimators on the Blender object. So here we get all the metrics for this Blender that we did with the top 3 models, and these were the parameters that were internally running for the Blender. So this one was for the XtraTree up till here, then the second for the CatBoost, and in the similar way the third for the LGBM regressor. So this was how PyCaret can be used for modeling. Now what we'll do is that we'll be predicting the results on the Blender, that was the object that we just created here. So once our model has been finalized after looking at the R square and the other metrics, so we can directly predict on the testing data set. So here we are using the predict model method on the Blender object data is equal to data, and then we will be converting it to CSV format, and once that is converted to CSV format, we can even describe the details about it. So here was the original life expectancy and this were the values, whereas the predicted values are such. Descriptive statistics about the predicted results. So let's check for the predicted result first of all. So this was the original labels and the output that we got from the Blender model. So they are like pretty close and pretty accurate. So this is how you can use PyCaret, which internally itself uses scikit-learn, to compare models, to create models and to deploy models very quickly. So I will suggest you that you go through this website, check for more functions that are present in this tab and use them in your modeling task. In the next tutorial, we will try to cover one more example with PyCaret for a classification problem. See you next time.